Alright everybody, welcome to Okie Dokies. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a baby pumpkin. It's going to be just like about that small, and I'm going to be making it up as I go right here. I'll be writing it down on these sticky notes right here, and we'll just be kind of creating it together. And so you kind of get a glance into how we make patterns here at Okie Dokies, and we get to make something spooky for Halloween. Some materials that you're going to be using today is going to be some stuffing, like polyfill or whatever. You're going to be using this orange color of Chanel yarn. That's available at our website. And then this brown color is Chanel yarn, which is also available at our website. This is Cocoa Dreams Brown, and this is Tangerine Tango Orange, I believe. So we're going to get started on that. Additional things that you will need are going to be these eyes. I don't remember how big they are, but they're not super huge. Just whatever size of eyes that you really, really like. And since the pumpkin is going to be like that big, we want some pretty small eyes to be able to kind of not be overwhelming on him, okay? This also goes hand in hand with our ghost crochet tutorial, our mini ghost crochet tutorial. And so you can make some multiple little spooky critters for Halloween, okay? Then you're going to want to get some backs to those. I just have these backs right here, 2 of them. And then you're going to need a stitch marker. If you use stitch markers, some people I know don't use stitch markers, but I use stitch markers just so that I don't have to think about when I'm crocheting. And then you're going to use a 5.5mm crochet hook. I'm going to use this one right here because it's pink and I love pink. And then I'm going to be using this pen and this sticky notes just to make sure that we can keep track of our rows and what we're doing, okay? So to get started, we're going to use, this orange. And we're going to start by writing row number 1. For me, I just write numbers instead of writing round 1, round 2, round 3, because I know what I'm doing anyway. I'm going to start this off. I'm going to make a magic ring alternative, which is just chain 2, and then use single crochet or do whatever stitch in the first one. We are going to be using single crochet, so we're only chaining 2 and single crocheting in the first one. We're going to do that 8 times. Magic ring alternative, single crochet, 8. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there you go. That's 8 all in one. That's just round number 1. I'm going to pop this stitch marker right in this last stitch right here. I always put it in the last stitch instead of the first stitch, which is frowned upon in the crochet community sometimes, so you just kind of have to be careful. Zoom in, adjust a little bit so you can see more of what I'm working on right here. Okay, the next we're going to increase 8 times, so that's all the way around. That will leave us with a stitch count of 16. So at the end you're going to have 16 stitches on your piece. So that's increase, 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 increase. Oh, I've been crocheting for 10 years, but I make so many mistakes still. Okay, perfect. Last stitch. Okay, we are gonna start doing normal single crochets all the way around. And this is kind of one of those things where it's like, well, firstly, I think this pumpkin's gonna be a little bit shorter, smaller than I initially showed you. It's probably gonna be about that big. He's gonna be really itty bitty, really teeny. And so we're gonna start going around. Another thing to note when you're crocheting these kinds of projects is that even though it may look like this, if there are increases on this round, it's gonna get bigger first, and then it'll curl down. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you'll get it. So I'm gonna just start going around. Round number 3 is just going to be single crochets all around. I feel like the next round will be similar to that too. So I'm not going to write it down yet. And this itty bitty pumpkin is so baby. So baby. He's so cute. So that's 1 row. And whenever I do a row that I know that I'm going to repeat, I just put a tally mark so that I can keep track of it. So then we're going to do, for round number 4, we're going to go around again. He's going to be itty bitty. Oh my goodness. Which is going to be good because in comparison to the ghost, he's going to be super little. And ghosts are bigger than pumpkins last I checked. Okay, perfect. So that's 2. And we're just going to stop right there because he's pretty tall just the way he is. And then that'll get us going on the next fun part. So we're going to do 3 to 4, single crochet 16, because 16 is all the way around. Then we're going to do round number 5 next. Round number 5 is just going to be decreasing every row. Well, every stitch. We're going to be decreasing all the way around. And once I get about halfway, oh, he's going to be little. Once I get about halfway, I'm going to put these eyes in. Oh, bless his heart. Okay. That's where we want the eyes. So we're going to, we put them in, place them. They're exactly where we want them. We're just going to keep them in place. Perfect, just like that. There we go. Okay, beautiful little fella. We're just going to decrease like 1 or 2 more times. And then we're going to stuff it. Actually, we'll finish the whole round and then we'll stuff it. So right there, you can then cut it. Give me a second. Okay, so we cut it. There's still a big enough hole up here to be able to like stuff it. We're going to take a little ball of stuffing, just like that. Pop it inside the little guy. And you're going to have a pretty long tail for this. I don't actually know if this tail is long enough. I might need a longer tail, but we're going to pull this closed. So we pull it through each of these loops. And then pull it tight as we're going around. And then when we get right about here, when it's all pulled closed, we're going to take this string right here. We might have to cut another string. And then we're going to thread it over. And I should have brought my needle for this. But I was like, oh, it's going to be no-sew. It's going to be fantastic. And then I totally spaced it. I was thinking of doing this part. So you thread it over one side, and then you pull it pretty taut. Put one over his face, his cute little face. Oh, there we go. Pull that pretty tight too. Yeah, it looks like we're going to need, I'm only going to do this like 4 times, but I'm just going to kind of, I'm going to get another string. We're going to finish this. Let's finish this. Okay. Usually it's best to do this with a needle. I would 100% recommend doing it with a needle instead of trying to redneck your way through it. But this is also helpful for if you need to sew and you don't have a needle. You can just use your crochet hook. Unless you're trying to sew something that is not crochet at all, then you're screwed. But, okay, there we go. Sometimes there's little fuzzes from the inside that comes out when you're sewing. We're going to finish this last little bit up, wrapping it over, pulling it through the bottom. Sometimes I really hate sewing, especially when I'm trying to sew with a crochet hook. The best thing is when you have yarn that's like super tough, like this yarn, this stuff does not break. It is so fantastic. The strongest stuff ever. Okay. Okay, there he is. We're going to tie this off. There we go. Hide this loose string in here. Ugh, every day I'm struggling. Every day is a struggle for Ziri. Okay, there we go. Pumpkin, he's lumpy, he's cute. Now we're gonna do the stem, okay? The stem is the funnest part because it actually is like the easiest thing in the world, okay? You're gonna stick your crochet loop in the center somewhere, whatever loop you can find. Take this brown yarn, chain like 2, excuse me, 1, 2, go back into that same loop. Oh, slip stitch, fasten off, and then hide the loose strings. I know some crocheters who are like, oh, I didn't know you were supposed to hide the loose strings. And I'm like, well, it's supposed to look clean, isn't it? Anyway, I don't have beef with anybody about that, but I do think that it's important to hide your loose strings. Hide your insecurities. Your faults and fears must never be seen. Hide your loose strings in the body. Not and the body, but in the body. We're not hiding bodies today. Oh, it's a struggle when it's so tight like this. Anyway, the stem is the super easiest part because it's just literally 2 chains. And then all of the strings are hidden. So there you go. There is your beautiful little boy. Beautiful little pumpkin. He is super itty bitty. Super, super itty bitty. That's the pattern right here for this pumpkin. We'll also probably get this pattern up on the website with his little ghost friend. And then we'll have one more spooky pattern coming up. So you guys can keep an eye out for that. We have a bunch of other patterns on our website too. We have a bigger pumpkin. The bigger pumpkin's like that big. It's got these cool ridges on it. I would ask you to go check that out if you want. We have a bigger ghost pattern, which is also about that big. Those are both free on our website. We have a giant bat pattern. That's not free, but it is freaking awesome. And we have cool stuff like that we show on our social medias and all of that. So if you want to check us out on Instagram, we're on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, Facebook, Reddit even. We're everywhere. So if you guys want to check us out, that would be pretty sick. Yeah, and then we have a bunch of this yarn and stuff on the website. If you want to check that out, we have a whole store up there. And we sell crochet kits too, so if you want to check some of those out, that's also fun. Anyway, there you go. That's how you make a baby pumpkin. Super itty bitty baby pumpkin for Halloween or for whenever. Anyway, happy Halloween and happy crocheting.